You're listening to the Platte River Bard.
Hello, and welcome to the Platte River Bard. This is Chris Berger, and I am here at the Part Theater at the Duchesne Academy, and I am here with Lucas Jackson. I am here with J.J. Davis and our director extraordinaire, Mr. Gordon Cantiello. And, of course, I'm also a part of this thing. What is this thing? It's called An Act of God, and that is being put on at the Part Theater on February 13th, 14th, and 15th, the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd. Thank you very much for talking with me on my little show here.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for platforming this.
Absolutely. And I think it's the first time I've had Lucas or JJ, even though we work together. I've never actually had. And you have a podcast of your own as well, don't you?
Yeah, I have a couple of them, actually.
There you go. You got a couple of them. Excellent. Fantastic. That's great, though. Thank you, everybody, for joining today. We're doing this right after rehearsal as we're ramping up and for this show. Now, I know Gordon, of course, he's the artistic director for Part. And I won't ask you too many questions.
God is listening.
But this is such a unique show. It's such a fun, kind of a different type of show. What made you want to choose this and do this with Part?
Well, in choosing and selecting a play, we have to consider the space.
Sure.
So, I read this script a couple of years ago, and I thought if we could get an opportunity to perform it in a smaller space rather than the larger theater here at Duchesne, that would be ideal. So that's one of the reasons I chose it.
Okay.
And then the casting followed that. So, but I just loved the show.
It's a great show. Of course, famously done by, more recently, Jim Parsons, who did it on Broadway from Big Bang Theory.
It was Jim Parsons and then Sean Hayes.
Oh, then Sean Hayes was second. Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. Okay, Parsons was first.
Yes.
Correct. That's right. Both incredible performance. I've seen clips of both. It was amazing. But we have our own God, and his name is Lucas.
Indeed.
Lucas, we were talking, and you indicated you haven't done a whole lot, and what a giant,
unbelievable
thing to tackle! I am in awe of you, sir.
That's right.
That you decided, just went, yeah, okay, I'll do this. How many lines? No problem.
It was certainly a risk in the moment, but I think it was one of those, when I was approached about it, I just kind of felt like, if that's the vision, if the vision is, I think you could do this, I don't want to put a limit on myself to say,
excellent.
Oh, well, it's a
good
lot
answer.
of work.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Like I don't think fear should be something you take into consideration when you try to do something. So.
Fear is a great motivator.
It is. It's a wonderful motivator. And I think that's where the second you say yes, that fear of letting everyone else down, of standing in a rehearsal and just going, line. Yeah. It's the thing that motivates you every day to
true,
go,
man.
It's exhausting, but you got to keep doing it.
That's excellent. Now, we were talking. So I usually like to ask this. I grilled Gordon on his background before, so I won't do it again. How did you come? Everybody comes to acting. Everybody comes to theater in their own way. How did you come? Did you come to it when you were a little kid, or later, or?
Yeah, I came to it when I was a little kid. I always just enjoyed putting on shows and everything, and I remember my parents, they were like, he just kind of runs around at recess in a circle by himself. He doesn't. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm playing Star Wars. And so I did drama club. My teacher wrote a Perry Mason mystery for us to do because I was a huge fan of the old black and white show. And then from there, I really, it was, I didn't want to do wrestling anymore. It was, you either had to do something, and it's some kind of extracurricular. And so I was like, if I can do musical every day instead of, wrestling conditioning, I would so much rather do that.
Yeah.
So then I went to high school and I just kept doing the shows, and people started to say to me, you do a great job with this. Have you tried, branching out and doing other stuff around town? And I never had before this, but it's certainly a wonderful way to start.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You mean you didn't find cutting weight all the time fun?
No, I didn't. Running hallways.
Right. See, I was lucky. I wrestled 100 pounds for 4 years, so I had to spit in a trash can. That was it.
Yeah, see,
That's not bad.
it was the same way for me. Like, I really didn't ever cut weight because I was so skinny.
You were a skinny guy,
but it
yeah.
was like the cutoff for sports in my school district growing up was June 1st, and my birthday's May 31st. So I was the
You're
youngest
right
kid. I was
there.
the smallest kid.
Wow.
I really like it. Felt like I was getting bullied because everyone else had such a leg up.
They had a full year on
and
you,
then
basically.
I was like, I can't do this
It's
anymore.
too much, yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Now, since you have left school, what has been your experience in theater outside of school, or is this one of the first things you've done outside of school?
This really is the first thing I've done outside of school. I went to
Wow.
college and I was in a couple of shows there. So I did like Sense and Sensibility and a couple more original projects that were written by the artistic director at the
Cool.
Nebraska Repertory Theater.
Nice.
But this is one of the first times that I like stepped out of really my comfort zone, like really stepped out of this kind of community that was already built for me. Because that was it's a repertory theater that's built into the school. So your directors, your
Absolutely.
teachers, your academic advisor. And it's the same thing in high school. You know, you have a drama teacher, and your drama teacher is also your director. Your music teacher is also the band leader, is also the choir leader.
Yeah.
And so to step out and do something with people that I don't really have more of a personal relationship outside of what you're able to put on the stage every day. It's, again, intimidating, but you just kind of
Sure.
you don't think about that when you say yes to it.
Johnny Carson School is such a great school. Did you take any classes from Jamie Bullens at all? Do you remember?
Yeah, I did. I took makeup from him. Jamie's amazing. Jamie
We've
is
had him on several
he's
times.
so fun.
He's so much
such
fun.
a great dude. And he would ask I would ask him every day. I would go, "Do you have any donuts?" Because he always showed up with them, and he goes, "Not for you, never for you."
Never for you.
But it didn't stop me from asking.
That's right. That's fantastic. Now, JJ, my friend, we worked together a little bit, and I have
Yeah, we
never
did.
managed to capture you and get you on the
Yeah,
show.
well, yeah.
So, for all the folks out there who may not know, how did you get into this, and what do you do?
Well, as most people know, I was a former sportscaster. I worked all around the country. Mm-hmm. But after I graduated from high school, I went to Graceland College, which is in Lamoni, Iowa.
Okay.
And my major, I wanted it to be mass communications, but they didn't have that major. They had speech and theater. I'd done a rhetorical contest as a kid, and I said, I'll jump into theater, and I did, and the rest is history.
And-
And I've done it all over the place,
Yeah.
professionally and amateur. But I get rejected a lot, too, trust me.
That's part of
That's part of the game.
part of our job.
That's
is
half the
to-
fun.
Yeah.
Is
Well, I always say you want to be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's the thing. So that's it
yeah,
for me.
that's true. You got to like being uncomfortable.
That's right.
Yeah. So there's something a little strange about it. We enjoy that.
Well, we're strange to begin with.
But that's all right. Now, what drew you to this kind of show? What is it that you really like about this show? It's a neat show, different show.
Well, if you want to know the truth, I had been rejected for 3 plays. So I had to say, and I saw this advertised, and I like to make speeches, and it's God and all that kind of stuff, as you guys saw me audition. So I said, yeah, and I'd never done the part theater. I like to try different theaters. I don't like to stick to one. I like to bounce around and meet
great idea.
new people, and nobody knows who you are. You can start, and I've gone to a couple theaters, and I've got nailed a few times, and that's okay. I get it. It's part of the game of life. You win and you lose, but I like to try different theaters. So I saw this. I memorized monologues in my car every day. I got about 8 of them. So I did one for him, got called, bang, here I am. And it's just a joy to be here and watch you, Lucas.
Thank you.
Lucas, folks, has 80% of the lines. He has the
He really
mother
does.
of all parts.
He really does.
We just stand there and support. It's just
right.
an honor
And
just to watch you.
Well, you were playing Gabriel.
Yeah.
You are Gabriel?
Yes, I'm the little messenger, and you play
and
Michael.
I'm Michael, who I'm the annoying angel
Yes.
that keeps asking God the questions.
He's the
Rabble
talk show
rouser.
host that works the crowd.
Yeah. I'm the one that God gets a little frustrated
That's
with.
correct. And Gabriel. Right.
A little frustrated.
And you do
with.
it really well.
Well, thank you. No, it's a really great show. Had you heard of the show or had any experience
I'd
with
never
it
heard
before?
of it. I just saw Parsons and Sean Hayes. I saw clips on YouTube.
Yeah,
and I
see,
was
that's
like,
what I
man,
saw.
and I thought of Sean Hayes being this crazy character. And that's why I came out without knowing it that I was, because I thought of Sean Hayes. I channeled him a little
Yeah.
bit, but it's
He's-
not that.
he's great,
It's
yeah.
not that.
I just had a buddy. I was like, I'm auditioning for this show, and I really want to find the script, but I can't find it. And he's known for getting movies, TV shows, everything,
Cool.
very legally. And I was like,
course,
can
of
you
course
get
it
me
is.
this
Of
script?
course it's legal. We've never done nothing illegal, right?
No. You gotta be above board with all this. Make
Oh,
sure
yeah.
you've got licensing cleared before you even think about.
Just talk to
auditioning.
Gordon, who's sitting there smiling.
Right, he knows.
So yeah, but I read the whole thing in one night and just thought it was hilarious. I just thought it was super funny. And then when I was asked about what do you think of the God part? What do you think? You can memorize all that? And I was like, sure, yeah.
And I admire that. We admire that.
Well, and for somebody who hasn't seen this or doesn't have any experience with this, what is this about? What I mean, you're God. There's two angels. What is this?
It's God kind of gets upset with all of the mistranslations, and I think of it like, the Bible isn't written by God; it's interpreted by man, and then man writes it. And so it's kind of funny because he clears up a lot of the gray area in the Bible, and it speaks far more directly to the people, and he gives them a new 10 Commandments. He talks about, the new 10 Commandments. The old ones are outdated. They want a refresher, and I want to clear up some things that I didn't get right the first time. And he gets pretty into the weeds about it. He speaks on a lot of different issues, but at the same time, he's very fun.
He is spot on, isn't he, Gordon?
He's right on.
He is spot on.
That's good. Well, and I was talking with a friend earlier today who had seen it, and she was like, "Oh, it's so neat," and she's very religious, and she was wondering when she went to see it if she was going to like it, because she's like, she's very religious and she could be a little sensitive about certain stuff,
Right.
and she said that there was no concern for her. She thought it was just very hilarious and very, very touching in certain spots, which we've been going over. Nice. And I don't want to spoil as to what spots those are, because it really kind of takes you by surprise, and there's some really nice moments. But right. But there's there's a few spots there may not be a dry eye.
It'll wake you up.
There may not. And she was so happy that she enjoyed it. And she used the word irreverent. Mm-hmm. She said it was irreverent. She was expecting blasphemous, and what she got was fun and irreverent. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was a really nice sort of description of that for anybody who might be, I don't know if I want to see, are they just going to be making fun of everything? No. That's not really what it's about. No. Is that what you got? Or?
The image that Gordon gave me was a stand-up comedian, and I think that's where sometimes you go to a comedy club and people speak on sensitive issues.
Yes,
and it's not because they want to be edgy or hurt you. It's because they want to hit something that's sensitive. They want to talk about something that's relevant. Mm-hmm. They could go in there and speak about something you don't care about, but then you're probably not even going to care about their punchlines. And so that's where it to me, I felt like reading it, I thought it was funny. I come from a huge Bible family, mm-hmm. and I hope that they will find it funny. But at the same time, your audience is smarter than you give them credit for. You're not reading out of a Bible.
Right. Yes.
No one's going to be sitting in the audience going, "Man, I can't believe God is such an a-hole." Like, it's not. Yeah. No one's going to think that. And
right.
so you have to give people the credit that when you make these jokes, when you say stuff about what God really meant, when he wrote the Bible, you're not speaking directly. You're not quoting directly.
Right.
And the parts where you are quoting directly from the Bible, you're not necessarily ripping them up. You're more so, that's a moment that's more powerful because you recognize, oh man, that's exactly what it says there.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
well, and I remember you were talking about you grew up Catholic, yeah?
Well, Gordon and I both did.
Both, yeah.
We were both altar boys, senior altar boys.
The whole deal.
It was a big deal. And in my day, if the host fell on the floor,
My goodness.
it was quadrant off, and you couldn't get near it. Remember, Gordon?
I do.
And if you were an altar boy and you served more than one mass in a row, you thought that was a big deal. And then when the bells, we don't even do the bells anymore. Remember, we used to say, "May the Lord accept the sacrifice from our hands, praise glory." That was we don't even say that anymore.
Listen to that old conditioning
it was,
coming out.
and still is
True.
a big deal, except for the incense. Remember that
Oh,
smell?
yeah, the frankincense.
Yeah, the frankincense.
Oh, frankincense, yeah.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
Not everybody's
It was
the
a
biggest
big
fan
deal.
of frankincense.
Yeah.
That's neat. What did you think when you read this for the first
Well,
time?
when I read it, I was like, I thought of you, stand-up, personality plus. But through all the laughter, through all the interpretations, it hones in. Like we said, it gets very emotional and to the heart of the story and to the truth of the story.
Mm-hmm.
And I just find, for me as Gabriel, it is very emotional.
Yeah.
That's what I think. But I'm marveling a lot. My job on the stage is not to remember my lines as much, but to how am I going to react to
Yeah.
everything that you say? Because
It's
that's
like
all I'm
90%
saying.
of what we do is react.
So I'm like,
yeah.
man, I just get, because if I say the wrong thing, you're going to go off on the wrong tangent. So
Mm-hmm.
that's, for me as an actor, the hard part for me is reaction and just being still. But and for you, you work the crowd.
Well, yeah, I'm out in the crowd. And
You're wonderful.
Well, and Michael's the one that he asked the questions
Yes.
of God. That God's like, really? Okay,
Yes.
fine, I'll answer this.
Yes.
You know, and he's like, and at one point he literally tells me to
I
shut
think
up.
of Phil Donahue. I think of Phil Donahue when I see you.
Phil Donahue.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
No, I always thought it was really well done. It's very well written, and I think it's poking fun, not making fun. Right? They're having fun with it, but they're not like putting the material down. But yeah, that's one of the things I thought was really brilliant about it. It's not like this isn't an attack.
No.
On faith or
Yeah.
Christianity or the Bible or anything. It's not an attack. It's poking fun.
And it's very warm in the end.
It's
very warm.
very, like I said, comes a certain point where I guarantee there will not be a dry eye in the house, and it is well earned.
Well, and I think a lot of the questions that are asked are stuff that when you're a kid and somebody proposes the Bible to you and you read it, these are questions that you start to go, wait, how did Adam and Eve populate a whole world without, like, why do you let death happen? Why is the Holocaust? Like, and all of these questions come up, and he makes fun of those questions, but also at the same time, there comes a point where he talks about, what if I made everything, good things happen to good people and everything's just fair? And all of a sudden, life sounds pointless. If good things meant that you got good in return, if doing bad things always meant you got bad in return, everything would be meaningless.
Yeah.
You wouldn't feel that life was nearly as important as it is because, that fleeting nature of it is what makes it so valuable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the struggle.
Truly.
Like how many times have we heard, if it's not hard to do, is it really worth doing?
Yeah.
Right.
And are you as satisfied after you do it if it wasn't very hard?
Well, so much growth happens in areas where you're uncomfortable.
Yes.
Like if you only stay in the zone of I know what I'm doing every day, I know what I like, I know what I don't, you're never going to venture into an area where you get kind of uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And when you're uncomfortable, then you learn. Like sometimes you're uncomfortable because you're in over your head, but it doesn't mean that, give it a week, give it 2 weeks, give it a month, and then you'll find that you're perfectly comfortable. Yep. And then there's other things that you sit around and you go, man, I wish I could fix this. I wish I could do, and those are the problems to be solved.
For sure. For sure.
Chris, you hear this guy?
I know. I think you did a pretty good job picking your cast here,
I'll
Gordon.
tell you what.
Especially the guy who's playing Michael.
Right.
Boy, he's doing a great job.
No, I must say I couldn't have picked a better cast, seriously, with Lucas and JJ and Chris. Honestly, it's a pleasure to have worked these months of working on the show.
Yeah.
So I'm very pleased with it, and I can't wait for an audience to see it.
I know. We're just about at the point we're kind of almost chomping at the bit to get some folks in here.
Yeah.
And let's talk just a little bit about this room. This is a neat. I've not performed in a room like this, and I think it's just wonderful. Of course, we're at the Duchesne Academy,
Right.
but we're not in the big theater.
Right.
We're in I don't even know what to call this. Is it like a boutique?
Yeah, well,
stage?
Yeah, we have. It's a small, what we call it, like when we were at the Crossroads. It's cabaret style seating, so very environmental, very interactive kind of space.
It's very personal.
Very personal.
It is very intimate. Yeah.
It seats 40 people, 50 people. So that's all we wanted, because we knew in the summertime we have a large theater at the school, and we'll do a larger musical at that time.
Okay, so the Duchesne Academy allows you to use the bigger theater
Yes.
when no one's here.
Yeah, in the summer, June and July.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very
I
nice.
used to teach there, so.
I was going to say, you used to be a teacher here, correct?
And the two people that run the school were my former students.
Oh my gosh.
So it was an easy way in a sense.
Well, I'll tell you, it's nice to see you land in a permanent space.
Yes.
I know you were sort of homeless for a while after Crossroads went away, and of course, pandemic put an end to the very last show. I was in the last show there, but you didn't intend on that to be the last show.
No.
You were hoping to do another show or two after
It was-
that,
it was
and the
a
pandemic just
wonderful show. Mamma Mia was a great show.
Yeah, oh, that was so much fun. That's a show I never envisioned myself doing. I got a call from the stage manager or a text from the stage manager at like midnight. She's like, "Are you available?"
Yes.
And I'm like, "It's 2 weeks. Are you kidding me?" She's like, "We can't. Everybody, you got like 2 people had to drop out.
Yeah.
And it was
They
a
got
nightmare."
sick, I know.
Yeah, and it was like, "Oh no!" And so it's like, sure.
Did you hear that, Lucas? Sometimes you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, and exactly what that is, and especially, I mean, I can't imagine taking on a part this large. I haven't taken on quite as large
the
a part.
mother of all roles.
I couldn't do it with
And
2
it's
weeks'
God.
notice, but
No one could.
So how does it feel to play God?
it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I had a friend ask me. My buddy Drew says he goes, "Does that get to your head at all?" And I went, "No, I've been Lucas Jackson for a pretty long time, and it hasn't had that effect." So I figure what's the? I mean, honestly, to me, it's just you think about him in the way you would think about any other character. You just gotta think about what he wants, what he's looking for, what's the message he's trying to convey, and the things that he says. And again, that's where the beautiful part of it is you're not really God. You're not reading out of a Bible. You're not
Right.
And so you think of him a bit more grounded. It's not really the ethereal God that you're thinking of. It's more so what people think of God day to day. When you say, "God damn it," like, "Oh my God," and you go, "Why does this happen? Why does that happen?" And you don't really think about it from the perspective of he's this ethereal being that has no gender, who's the creator of all that is and was and exists eternally. You kind of just think of him as, people give human connotations to God so that they can better understand him.
Yes.
And that's really what you have to play into. You have to play into when he gives this message to somebody, how would they look at it from a human perspective?
He's human.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, he's more of a character. Yeah, you need to play him as a character and not as this this ambiguous thing.
But even I started to think about the fact that he makes us in our image, and the idea that he endows, he tells you he gives you free will, and he also has to endow you with some sense of personality, with some sense of emotion, and those have to come from somewhere. He has to have a basic idea of love and hate and like and dislike, and because that's when we grow up, that's what life's about, is who you are at the center of everything.
For sure.
So,
For sure, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's going to be a good show. It's going to be a real good show. I think people are really going to be happy with it, especially if you've never seen it before. You gotta see this show. You have not seen a show like this.
You gotta see it.
You've not seen a show like this. Seriously, I've seen a lot of fun shows and a lot of shows that deal with it. Not like this. This is really fun. Super fun. And I think you're knocking it out of the park, dude.
Thank you.
And JJ and I will be fantastic.
We hope.
Oh yeah, no. It's so much fun. Actually, we laugh a lot in rehearsal.
Yes, we do.
We're having a lot of fun.
Yes, we do.
So, thank you, Gordon, for gathering us together for this show. I know it'll be another excellent experience with Part. which I am glad that you finally found yourself a space. I think a lot of people are glad that you finally found a home here at Duchesne Academy.
Sue says hi from the Rose Theater.
Excellent.
Hi, Sue.
But thank you, Lucas.
Thank
you,
you.
JJ. And I'll thank myself. And
Thank you.
And thank you, Gordon. The play is An Act of God, and that's Valentine's Day weekend and the weekend after. Easy to remember at Part Theater at the Duchesne Academy. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you for listening and supporting the arts in the Platte River area and beyond. Please subscribe to our podcast so you are sure to catch all of our future episodes and join us on social media. See you next time on the Platte River Bard.